Akash Inti. It's a real reflection of you. I'm sitting down in my room right now, in the camera, American flag behind me. Uncertain of what the future holds, and I love it. I really love it. Just down the road from me earlier, I was going hiking with my dad earlier today at the Watchung Reservation. So I'm driving. He's in the passenger seat. We're driving down Washington Rock, or Rock Road West, down towards Washington Rock. And this is about maybe a 10-minute walk from my house, a 2-minute drive. So we're driving down, and if you guys know, Washington Rock is a beautiful, beautiful vantage point where General George Washington, back in the Revolutionary War, would monitor British troop movements, and he'd be able to see what's going on in New York. He'd be able to see what's going on down the shore, so on and so forth. It's a high vantage point. You can see everything that's going on in the valley. Anyways, passing by Washington Rock, and what do we see other than a film crew filming? It looks like some type of movie or some type of commercial, something, So we're driving to the reservation. I'm like, oh wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. Dad's in the passenger seat. Anyways, we get to the Watchung Reservation, and while there, we hike for about an hour or so. Sundown is coming while we're like walking around and such. On our way back, my dad's like, man, I want to go to Home Depot. So dad ends up deciding to go to Home Depot, but he drops me off at Washington Rock. So he goes to grab some stuff, and me being an actor and everything, I was like, you know what, let me go check out what's going on here. I've never in my whole life, my 26 years of living in this area, 20 years, if you will. Yeah, I think it was like we moved here when I was like 4 or something like that. I've never seen a film crew or anything by Washington Rock. And then meanwhile, here's this huge, huge production going on. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to see what's going on here. So I take a look. I start exploring around. I start talking to a couple of people, talk to a couple of the camera people. They're like, oh yeah, we're filming a commercial and everything like this. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what's up. Explore around a little bit more, go closer towards the rock itself. And they're starting to break down. It's like right past sunset at this point. It's 8:15, 8:30. And everything's being broken down. Meanwhile, I'm just observing, kind of seeing what's going on, and I start talking to someone. Start talking to who I later find out is the producer of the commercial in and of itself, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I've never seen anything like this go on before. Like, what's happening and whatnot. So he tells me all about it, what they were filming and everything of this nature. Ends up being a commercial for the Kind bars. Anyways, to me, it was like, I saw it as a sign of synchronicity, of like, whoa, this is wild. Just a couple of days ago, I'm accepted into a modeling acting agency. Then I start noticing things like this, like all of a sudden my whole 26 years of, like I said, 20 years of living around the area, I've never seen anything like this even happen ever before. And then bam, all of a sudden that happens. Start talking to people, and it's wild to me how quickly things can happen and how quickly things can change. Get another phone call from another friend about a modeling shoot tomorrow. So it's wild to me just how everything comes together. This is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm, again, still uncertain of the future. I have no idea where the future holds and what tomorrow brings and where my life is going to go. I really don't know. What I do know is I have a phenomenal mindset. I've got a phenomenal attitude. And more than anything, I'm surrounded by some of the world's greatest mentors in the space of social dynamics. It's what enabled me to just go up casually and say, hey, what's going on? I just entered this industry recently. Like, what are you guys doing? I was excited. I had this excited energy, this bottled enthusiasm, as Jordan Belfort calls it. And I was just talking to people. I was like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? I was excited. But not excited in a weak way of like excited in a way that's, I wasn't speaking much, but from what I did speak, that sense of enthusiasm came up and came about. And I'm certain it spoke. This is an individual I should keep in touch, keep track of, stay in touch with, and keep my eye on, because I know great things are coming of this individual. Keep up, thrive, stay sexy.